Recording. All right. So, welcome to tonight's team call. We're talking about dominating your business. But anyway, let's talk about Eric Worre. Incredible 7 skills. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I know you guys are incredible at what you do in your job, your work as a mum. You have insane skills, but none of those skills pay you as much as what network marketing can. And that was the thing that I took out of it, was the fact that if you just have to work on 7 basic skills, you can actually earn whatever income level you want to earn based on your family's goals and budgets and your actual dreams. So who here is prepared to get to work at really developing your 7 skills in order to be able to build whatever income they want? Yeah. So put it in the thread what number you are out of 10, 10 being that you're all in to develop these skills, and a 1, you're not really interested. What number are you guys at with regards to developing these 7 skills? Yeah. 10, 100, 11, love it. You know, reality is we're all a 10, right? And most of us are a 10. That's why you're on this call. And just get that. I think if you can walk away from that with that main thing, you will absolutely change your life forever. 7 skills. Imagine going to university and they go, okay, there's just 7 skills that you've got to learn. You might learn them in, 6 months if you went to university every day for 10 hours, right? And then you can be an absolute expert in network marketing. Whereas you go to university for 4 years and you come out and you've got less jobs 4 years later than when you went in there for what you actually spent 4 years trying to learn. And those skills you've developed cannot earn you the income. Well, not cannot earn you the income, but limit the ability for you to earn that income. So, wow. What was the main thing for me? Personally, I wrote down my skill level, and my lowest skill was actually inviting people to events. So I've made a pact for me that this year I'm going to work on my biggest weakness out of those 7 skills, and it's promoting events, which is funny, right? Because it's the number 1 skill in network marketing, and that is the skill that I'm struggling the most in. So what I want you guys to really focus on is, what skill do you need to really develop for you to move your business forward? And I'm going to give you a little hint. If you're not working on inviting as your skill, your number 1 skill that you've got to work on, then it's very, very difficult to actually move your business forward. So who would agree that inviting is the most important skill that you have to learn? Yeah. Because there's no way you can invite anyone to an event if you don't have a team. Right? Sorry, how do I say that in a better way? You can definitely invite people to an event. There's no doubt about it. But your goal is to invite people to take a look at what you're actually doing, then start building their teams. But then that skill of promoting events comes into it, where you're really promoting throughout your team. So inviting is the biggest. What do you think the most powerful thing in network marketing is when it comes to connecting someone to a pain point in their life? Just pop in the thread what you feel like the most important thing is to connect someone else's pain point to be able to solve a problem for them. Inviting and talking about Isagenix. Yeah, share my own. Is that story, Jodes? Your own pain. Love that. Asking questions, relating to their pain, asking more questions, compassion. So by far the most important thing for them to be able to connect their pain is for you to share your pain first. So you need to have your story. So what I want you guys to write down now on a piece of paper is your background. So write the word background. Problem. or pain point, solution, and then future. Is there anyone on the call who practiced that yesterday and actually shared it with someone and would love to share it now in front of the team? Jody, go for it. Unmute. Yep.
So actually last night, I ran to Melbourne about 12:30 a.m. and basically using the
Hey, we can't really hear you, Jody, that well. Maybe you need to put your headphones in. It's like really sort of crackly in the background.
sorry, I don't know if I have my headphones.
That's all right.
Can you hear me? What if I go like this? Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, go for it.
Okay, so last night, landed at 12:30 a.m. this morning in Melbourne. Jumped on the shuttle bus for the Busy Beavers to take me back to the long-term car park. And I got to sit in the front because I get car seats. And there's this man there looking a little bit unhappy as our driver. Okay, everyone's saying they can't hear me. I don't know why.
That's all right. We might come back to you, Joe. It's just like really, it's struggling in the background. That's all. Did anyone else want to share their story, like their background? Okay, Louisa, go for it.
Yeah, that's one of my first things I'm going to do. I'm going to like really write it out properly. But we practiced yesterday, so my background is that I've always been in sales. I really loved real estate, but it wasn't something I could do once I had kids because it demanded me to work 3-4 nights a week, working all weekend, very, very high stress, and it was something that would be up and down, and that's just not what I wanted. I didn't want to have a job where I wouldn't be able to take care of my kids, drop them off, pick them up, be at assemblies, things like that. And plus, the company I worked for, like I didn't really, I didn't want to be working for sharks. I didn't want to be working for people who are just in it for the dollar. Like for me, a cause is really important as well, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I couldn't see myself doing real estate long term. And obviously I wanted to be there for my kids. So I had to find something that was going to work around my lifestyle and about the life that me and my husband wanted to set up for us. So I found network marketing, just blown away because, it can give me the financial freedom that I want, but I get to do it all around my family when it works for me. So like, I'm so excited about my future because I just know that it's so bright and there's no cap on what I could earn because of the way the compensation plan works in this company. Like it's just amazing. So yeah, something like that, but I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Let's give her a round of applause or a little one of these ones. Incredible. I would really use a little, like dig deeper on the pain, and then less on the rest. So, and the thing, with Eric Worre talking about really connecting your pain to what's actually happened to you, really focus on the pain point, but then the rest just sort of get through it like a little bit quicker rather than, because if you spend too much time on it, people are like, they don't really care.
Hey Louisa, I hope I'm okay to say this, but I know your story and I know the pain and I know why you're doing Isagenix and you need to share that story. All right. And when you share that story, people will relate to that. So people will relate to having debt, wanting to having the dream of paying off their mortgage and building a new home. They're going to relate to losing money in bad business deals or, in stocks or property or through family. Look, there's so many things, but when you really truly share your pain and how you've got an opportunity to get out of that pain, even someone who doesn't relate even someone who doesn't have the exact same story will be able to relate to you in some way. Okay? Like what you shared to me this morning, you know, everyone you shared that story with would want to do Isagenix. Okay?
Yeah.
Does that help the rest of you guys? Yeah.
Does anyone else want to share?
Joe's reckons she's back with headphones. 48-year-old with car sickness. I love it.
Can you guys hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Alrighty. So take two. So landed in Melbourne last night at about 12:30 a.m. Jumped on a shuttle bus with busy beavers. I keep calling them busy bees, back to the long-term car park. And there was this man, he looked a bit sad. He was the driver. I said, come in the front because I get a bit car sick. And so I said, how long have you been working tonight? And he's like, I started at 3 p.m. I was like, are you serious? And I just started asking him, like, is this your second job? Pretty much I did a Rachel Peditri. And then he said to me, oh, no, it's his second job. And I was like, wow, like you must be pretty tired. I said, do you have a family? And he's like, yeah, I do. I've got a wife and 3 kids. And I said, oh, so how many times a week do you do this? And he said a couple of nights a week. And I said, you must miss out on your family a lot. He goes, I do. Anyway, so he started to tell me how tired he was. And I said, what else do you do? And he was a teacher. He's a bass player. And he goes, that's my passion. And I said, well, you must love that. I said, you play in a band? He said, oh, I used to, but I can't because I need, to work this job for money because he can't get to his band rehearsals. And I said, I'm a singer myself. And I said, I know that passion. I said, it's pretty amazing. So you can't explain when you get up and do what you want to do, just that place that it takes you to. And I said, it makes me actually really sad that you can't do that. And I said, I know what you mean as well when, you're just on this kind of like a treadmill type thing and you feel that you just got to keep doing things that, just keep the bills coming in. Anyway, and, I just let him chat away. And as soon as he started talking about his bass playing, he just started to light up again. And I said, I run a business myself. And I said, I've just come back from a conference where I've been exposed to this amazing, amazing business. And I said, what I do, I'm on this like roundabout in my life where I run a business, but there's so many things that I have to say no to, just like you. And I sort of really started saying, I know what you mean, like, what Eric was saying, which is actually kind of the way that I relate to people generally. But I think, after being at the conference as well, it sort of just gave me a greater permission just to go there. And anyway, and I said, how would you feel about being able to have a look at what we do and at the potential of being able to, get some of your life back and be there for your kids and play that bass whenever you want. And, there's lots of other little bits and pieces about his family as well. But I could start to see him come alive again. And I said, well, look, if you are interested, if I could grab your number and you could grab mine, if we could just, if you're interested in just having a look, would that be okay? And he's like, yeah. So anyway, we've chatted a couple of times today, just back and forth. And I'm sending him little pictures, little emojis of his guitar and everything like that. But, I really honed in on the, man, I know what you feel. I know what you mean. Like we're stuck doing so many obligatories in our lives. And yet we're dying on the inside. And I said to him, do you feel like you're dying on the inside? He's like, yeah. And I said, there is another way. There is another way. And I said, and as well, I said, it's a health and nutritional company. And if you want to, drop a few kilos and start to get some more energy. But I said, there is another way. So anyway.
Love that. Yeah. Let's give Jodes a massive round of applause. That was so good. Way to relate, Jodes.
I know. Look, talk about, being on fire at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. And, that's the key, isn't it? I think it's the relatability. So when you guys are talking to people online, offline, just don't make it weird. That's the key. You're trying to relate to other people's pain point and you're sharing your pain point. I've got one guy I'd love to open this up to. And where is he? Chrissy boy, open up, big boy. We've got Chris Goodall on his first call in 4 years. Let's give it up for Chris.
Hi, mate.
Hey mate, how are you? We got
Pretty good.
55
Very good.
champions are just a champion you on here.
Thanks, man.
What did you
Sorry,
think of the event? And hey, what is your new story going to be?
It was bloody awesome. Like, seriously, it was like, I just thought it was an amazing. I think the effort, that the corporate goes through. I've been in corporates all my life, and you know, I'm a sales guy the last 20 years. But the way that they celebrate the success doesn't happen in corporate world, because people actually get to a certain level, and then that becomes all mysterious, and they hide behind how much money you earn. And I think that, you know, in this organization, that you can be more successful than your boss. You can get out of it what you put into it. And yeah, I just took that away, that, you know, this is our way to be financially free within 5 years, not 15 years. So for me, it was just, yeah, it was a real, and you know what, I walked away going, I'm going to get to that 100. And I think I text Rachel at 40 minutes after I left to say I was at 99 to go. And I think at an hour I texted her and said, I'm at 98 to go. And I think this morning I text Greg and said I'm at 97. So,
and you know,
yeah,
like,
you know, it was pretty good.
I think that's incredible, man. The fact that, you know, you got to your first event and you've been an incredible support for your amazing wife, Sheridan. You know, supporting you, obviously just crushing what you do. But for you to be able to see that and be like blown away, guys, you know, like Chris is a very successful person himself in sales for 20 years, general manager of a company. You know, this guy is very, very switched on, like all of you are. But the reality is for Chris to be able to walk into that event and walk out and go, yeah, we can do this in the next 5 years. That's why events are so powerful. Because he said to me, I'm going to win ISA Body Challenge. That's the first thing he said to me. I'm going to win the 19,000. So I'm going to win 15 grand up there and then 4. And now I can see, and that's the word, is I can see a different future for our family.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, mate, I'm so glad that you got there. You're one of my best mates, and I think that you're a legend. And I'm so glad that you're here, and you're going to add so much to this team and to your business. And you and Shez have got this.
Absolutely, and I think, look, the thing that resonated with me was when you walk out of there, is if you take away those things, like the one thing that Eric was talking about yesterday was make a goal and make it tangible, and you'll make it real. That is as simple as it gets, and it doesn't matter. And then if you think from a sales point of view, it's value and cost, right? If people can't afford it, well then, okay, how much do they value it? If it's time, they value those things. It doesn't matter what you're selling, what you're moving. Someone, if you can relate to it and you can sell that value, then all of a sudden they'll see that, you know what, this could be for me.
Wow. There you go. How good's that, guys? There's 20 years experience in sales right there. Let's give him a massive round of applause. The fact that if you can give someone more value than what they see a product and they can see more value in it, or more time in pouring time into this business, and they can see the value of, you know, earning $1 million a year or having more time with their family, then they'll be all in. So,
absolutely. Yep.
Mate, you're champion. Thank you so much for sharing. Legend.
No worries, guys. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah. Cheers. It's 97, I think. Is on 97 or 96 now. All right.
I'm 96 now.
Okay. Love it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what can we do now. So Eric Worre gave us a task or a goal of having 100 conversations in the next 72 hours. And they're conversations of, hey, how you going? Opening up the conversation and reconnecting with people. What I would suggest with you guys is share your pain point in those conversations with people. Share your pain point first. Really share with them that you found a solution. Because when you can connect with someone, share where your life is, the solution that you found, and where you're heading, then you can connect on such a deeper level. So from now until tomorrow night, our goal, we actually are launching our first ever online business presentation that we've been working on over the last month to really help you guys leverage your time. So your goal is to invite. Your goal is to connect with people and invite them to see if they're open to a better life, whether it be more time, more travel, more income, but seeing if people are open to checking out a presentation. We're going to be doing that at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, which will be, is it ASED? Australian Eastern.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Melbourne time.
8 p.m. Melbourne time, keep it simple.
Same as this.
Same as this, same link. So the way that you've got onto this Zoom is exactly the same way as you'll get on tomorrow night. But this is a chance for you guys to launch your business off the back of Celebration. If you have a goal of getting 5 people onto that call tomorrow night, imagine what that would look like. We would have 250 people having a look at another way to live their life. You've just been to Celebration. Your eyes have just been open to it. This is your opportunity to see if someone's open enough to check out a presentation and leverage your time. You guys are obviously busy, got full-time jobs, and what we're doing is we're going to be doing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. All right. We're going to be doing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Melbourne time. All you guys need to do is connect and invite. And if you believe that you can invite someone to take a look and then let the presentation do the work, then you can launch your business off the back of Celebration. Who here can get excited about just being able to invite someone to take a look? Yes, let's take a look. You know, inviting to take a look. And I'm serious when I say this. This is the most important skill that you will ever learn in network marketing, is how to invite someone to take a look. That is all you're trying to do, all right? You're just trying to get someone to take a look. So for those of you that don't know where to find this information, I'm going to just share my screen with you. And I'm going to try and find, why isn't that? I'm just going to find here. Where's our team free? Sorry guys, I'll be one sec. So here's our team free page. We go to team free, we head down into files. We've got inviting for the business. So you click on that and you can download this on your phone, or you can just, you know, have it in front of you on your computer. You can print this out. But essentially, this is how you can open up a conversation. You want to always start with a compliment with regards to opening a conversation. You want to make sure that you build rapport. So building rapport is so important by asking some questions, being interested in their life, finding out, you know, what they're doing, how their work is, how the family is, all of that sort of stuff. But building rapport and just getting to a point where you want to find out how their work is going. You know, so tell me how work's going. You know, what have you been up to? How's it going? And then you've got a couple of options. If you know them, you can ask them how work is going. If you don't really know them, you can ask them what sort of job they do. But the cool thing is you want to get into a point where you're like, so how long have you been working there for? 5 years. Wow, you must really love it. Most people, so 81% of people don't love their job. So if you ask out of 10 people, you ask this, 8 people really are probably going to come back to you and say, no, I'm not really loving it. The next question that you can ask them is, can you see yourself doing that for the next 20 to 30 years? The moment that you ask that question, they're going to go into a couple of different ways. First off, they're going to go, holy no, there's no chance. If they say, yes, I can see myself working there for the next 20, 30 years, you say, that's awesome. You must have really found your passion. That's incredible. Like awesome. So have I. I've found my passion as well. But let's say they say, no, I can't see myself working for the next 20 to 30 years. The next question is, what would you rather be doing? And this word of rather is huge. It opens up their mind to be able to dream about what they would rather be doing. Now, if they would rather be in a warmer climate, if they would rather be spending more time with their family, traveling more, doing all of those things, then you can next question, you can say, wow, you'd be awesome at what we do. And then they're going to ask you, what do you do? Well, I help people just like you be able to travel more, spend more time with their family, and earn another income outside of what they're currently doing. If I could show you how to achieve that, would you be open to it? That's essentially how you can get into a conversation with someone. But the key here is to relate some pain in their life and your life. You know, if they're not really liking their job, that's where you go, you know, me too. You know, I was struggling. I was on the hamster wheel. I was never being able to travel. I was always behind on my bills. So you're relating some pain. So that's a conversational process, all right, of getting someone open to looking at a presentation, open to looking at a better way, all right? And then what we've got here is we've actually got some templates for you guys that, you know, would like to use some templates, all right? Use your own words. These are just guides where you can use it. But essentially you've got direct market, all right, for warm and cold, and you've got indirect for warm market, all right? The difference between a direct message and an indirect message is a direct message is you're asking them directly whether they'd like to check out what you're doing, whether they'd like to be a part of what you're doing. An indirect message is asking for a referral. And I find that that is a really good place for you guys to start, because you're letting someone know what you're doing, but you're not asking them directly. Therefore, they've got an out. They don't feel pressured. And then a super indirect message is one of my favorites. Someone who's very successful in business, someone who's got a, you know, who's very busy, who's very entrepreneurial, very successful. You almost want to take this away from them and say, look, this clearly wouldn't be for you, you know, purely because of, you know, your level of business, you're busy, but I'd love you to really take a look at it for me. Do you know anyone who's ambitious, money motivated, and wants to bring in another cash flow? So have a look at that, guys. Download it onto your phone or just check it in Team Free under the files section. But that's how you can have a conversation with someone to see if they're open to looking at a better lifestyle. And you've got some templates there that you can use your own words with. So my challenge to you guys is to have 25 conversations between now and 8 o'clock tomorrow night. 25. If you spend the time having those 25 conversations, I guarantee you that you'll have at least 2 people checking out tomorrow night's presentation. And this is what can go on in your mind. I don't want to sell to my friends. I don't want to make money from my friends. I don't want to have an agenda. And I want you guys to understand this. Your agenda is the fact that you're trying to change that person's life. You're trying to completely impact that person's life in a positive way. So think of that agenda, your agenda to transform that person's life. Because hands up if you feel grateful the fact that you were asked or invited or dragged to Celebration this year. Just little show of hands. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like we got thumbs up. You're so grateful. Like I am so grateful that Rach seriously got me to Celebration. And that's the mindset you've got to come in with, is that you're trying to help someone completely change their life. So when you're having this conversation with people, understand that yes, you're going to be using like really good skills, but the goal is to help them. Your goal is to help blind people see. So your goal is to help them see what you've seen, because they don't know it, they don't see it, and that's okay. So who's up for the challenge? Getting into some conversations. Start with hello. If you're really excited and you want to just share, hey, you need to look at this. I've just checked this out. I've just been to an event. You need to look at this. Like seriously, take some time out of your day tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Be on this call, because this literally will change your life if you see what I've seen. So completely different ways of doing it. But if you come from passion and what you've seen, and really think about helping their life, then you'll make a big difference to people. All right. So just to finish off for me, anyway, before we go, is I would love for you guys, if you want to go and share your takeaways on Team Free. I would love to see you guys share it on Team Free, whether it's live or whether it's in a comment. It's up to you guys. If you want to, how long is the call for tomorrow night? So at this stage, it'll be around 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes for the call to get through. But again, we've tested it a few times, but around 30, 35 minutes. It may be a little bit quicker, but just allow people to carve out at least 30 minutes out of their night. Our goal is to try and get that. Yeah, it is business based for sure. What we're sharing with people is we're sharing the products, we're sharing the toxicity, we're sharing the depletion in the foods, we're sharing other people that have had results, athletes that have had results. We're sharing the science, we're sharing network marketing, and we're sharing the compensation plan. So essentially, they are going to get an overview of the whole entire business, so they can make a decision at the end of the presentation. So that is our goal, to give them an opportunity to see what we've seen. Okay.
So there's a few things. The first thing is, guys, we only have enough spots for 100. Sorry, I'm leaning over. So we only have enough spots for 100 people on the Zoom each night, and we fully expect that it will be full. So make sure that when you're sending the Zoom link to people, you tell them to jump on 5 minutes earlier. If it does fill up and we get 100, we'll just ask you guys to get off the Zoom and you can just dial in and listen. And we're running it every single night. So obviously,
not every single night. Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday night. So that's awesome. And if it pumps, we're going to keep doing them. All right. But I really have a feeling that it is long term going to be an amazing thing for you and your business. What I really want you guys to think about as well is, someone just asked, is it for the product? Show them the product. Show them the business. Well, not even the business. Show them the opportunity to earn an extra income, and then let them decide what they're interested in. Okay, a lot of people aren't going to be interested in the business because the way you've told them about it. Okay, but if we can share it in a different way, and show them, get them thinking and dreaming, and it's another exposure. Okay, so even someone who's interested in the products, absolutely get them on this. You need to actually pre-word them, and you're going to say, hey, we're going to be talking about the products, we're going to be talking about the income opportunity, we're going to be talking about the company, we're going to be even talking about the industry, and then at the end, just decide what suits you. All right. A couple of little tips. I would go for your prospects tomorrow night. And then for everybody who's been in Isagenix for a while and you've got cleansers, old cleansers and new cleansers, I would actually message all of them and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. I've been at an incredible Isagenix conference over the weekend. My business partners or my team leaders or my friends are running these amazing Zooms this week, sharing about the income opportunity, or about Isagenix in a way that I've never seen, or, in your language. You take the products already and you love them. Jump on this link and have a look, check it out. The other thing you can do is, even someone who's stopped using the products, just own it. Just be like, hey, I know you've stopped using Isagenix. I've been at an amazing conference. I've been thinking about you. We've got a presentation on tonight. Here's the link. We'd love to see you on there. It won't hurt. Okay?
Who is excited that the only thing they need to do right now is just connect and invite? Who's excited about that? Yeah. Because the thing is, the reason why we've set this up is so that you come out of celebration with one thing to do. Because you go to celebration, there's like people winning money, there's people like transforming their health, there's new products, there's new ways of like talking to people, inviting people and following up, and then you got 4 hours of Eric Worre and you're like, where do I start? And I guarantee you that there'll be so many of you on here where your head is spinning, and that's okay. That's totally okay that your head will be spinning. Your goal is one thing. Here's Rach. Yeah, this is what we do. We just get so fired up. Anyway, one thing, just one thing, seriously, just one thing, and that is invite to tomorrow night's call. That's it. And what we're going to do at the end of it, which is really special, is we're going to train anyone who stays on, who enrolls, how to invite their network to Wednesday. And then Wednesday, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but teach them how to invite to Thursday. So we are going to guide and really develop you guys into being incredible people of connecting and inviting. And guess what's going to happen? When you start building your team, you leverage and build your new team from Celebration. When they're bringing people, what's going to happen is if you want to, you can present to your team. That's where we get the duplication, okay? So we're going to go first. We're going to crush it. Any leader out in our team that is ready to relaunch their business, anyone who's new who wants to launch their business for the first time, let's start inviting to tomorrow night's call. We're so excited, aren't we?
Yeah, there's heaps of people who've already been inviting, and that's amazing. Just absolutely.
55 people on this call tonight. Are you joking? All right. We hit the 55. I said to you a couple of weeks ago we're going to be hitting 50 soon, didn't I? And then the next number is we're going to be hitting 100. Because I can feel it. I know it. I just can feel that we're in a position where we can transform people's lives so much.
Is everyone clear on what to do?
Hey, Greg, can I just ask a question?
Yes, Ames.
So would you recommend doing like a Facebook post kind of saying like, tonight we've got this thing happening, blah, blah, blah. Message me for more info on how to, or just only do personal messages?
I would definitely go with personal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that use the Facebook post as a complete backup, because what you want to be doing is connecting with people to find out what.
What we spoke about today. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry?
Get on the Zoom tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Screenshot a photo of the screen, and either me or Greg is doing it, and just go, oh my God, sitting on this incredible presentation. Like, you'll word it up and just be like, just say, like, you could say something like, the team has launched something, we'll come up with something, and take a photo of one of the screens on your computer with you on your couch with your UGG boots or your cleanse or whatever, and you'll be able to use that as a post to get them FOMOing for the next night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
Later in the week, you've got enough people to work with tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's just recap. Ray said that you can invite people who are already using the products, correct? Yeah. So you can invite people using the products. You can, because let's face it, they're already in love with the product. So let's have a look at what I've seen, right? I've been to this event. Let's check this out. Second one is you've got people who are inactive, who've been using the products, who are inactive. See if they're open to checking out what you've seen. See if they're open to being a part of this incredible launch. And then the number 3 is people that haven't used the products before, that are in your warm market, that are people in your network, and it's about excitement. Get really excited about this and launch it. Because if you can get 5 or 10 on tomorrow night's call, you can seriously just relaunch your business or launch a business that hasn't been launched yet. All right. And then what happens when they enroll? We teach them how to launch their business. Boom. Boom. Leverage. Okay. Oh, I hope you guys are excited as I am. Far out. This is gold. Chris, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for sharing, man. And thanks for sharing some information about sales. Like, we're going to get so much gold from you. Louisa, Tim, we've got Alicia, Ozzy. Who else shared? Jody was amazing share. Let's do this, guys. All right. Do you want to bring on Janice? So Janice is going to come on now.
Is everyone clear just on what they need to do tomorrow? Like, yes.
If you're not clear, that's okay. Just shoot us a message with a question. Let us know.
And we're going to do a lot more Facebook Lives coming out of Celebration as well on the team page, just little snippets, giving you, so watch out for those. And I really just invite you guys to actually all go live and share your biggest takeaways from Celebration, okay? That would be absolutely amazing. And just know that whatever you got from Celebration and your top 4 takeaways, you know, someone else out there needs to hear that. Maybe they missed that. All right. So it'd be really awesome to see all of you in Team Free, just honestly just going live and sharing what you got from Celebration. All right. We're going to see all of you on the Zoom, and hopefully we blow it up and it is maxed out every single night. That'd be 300 people. How good's that?
300 this week.
Yeah.
Let's bring on Janice. So for those of you that are on the team call for the first time, we have a Walk in Your Destiny call next with Janice. Incredible Janice, who comes from all the way from 5 a.m. in America. She comes on, she pours love into you guys. For those of you that are faith-driven, you can definitely get so much value out of Janice. Those of you that want to check out Janice. She is incredible. So we love you, Janice. We'll open up the call and speak soon.
So Janice works with the #1 income earner from the States in Isagenix, and that's how I met her, through them. And she really supports them from a spiritual aspect and also mindset. And so she's worked with us for about 2 years, and she just loves people. She loves serving. She loves just seeing people walk in who they've truly been called to walk in, and she is so gifted. So I'm sure that God's got something amazing for her tonight to share with us. It's, you know, by all means not compulsory. I know that some of you guys are traveling and so forth, but just stay on.
Get some
sometimes
value.
I go to sleep, like sometimes, like, just do what you need to do.
And invite. That's all it. Invite. Write that word down.
Easy.
All right, fantastic. Well, before we switch over, I noticed that Nina asked if Greg or Rachel, you can respond to Nina about what type of text for inviting people, or if you want to put that on the Team Free page of just a template for the text. Do you want to answer that real quick, or do you want to put it on the Team Free page?
Hey Nina, it's on the Team Free page under Files section. I went on tonight's call. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was just meaning if there was a specific way to phrase about the actual online presentation versus just a general video. I just happy to use what's there. I just wondered if there was a little tweak.
I think you can. I think just use a template that you feel is like going to be right for your network, and just put in that there's a launch, there's a event that we're running at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Would you be open to checking it out? You know, so just elaborate on those templates and just put your own words into it. Ideally, coming with your own words is much better.
The only other little thing was that I've got a couple of cleansers that I think they've had a couple of people just generally ask them, and I thought they're not interested in actively building the business up front, but if I said there's an online presentation, I know you've had a few people curious, do you want to invite them? They might say, oh, what should I say? So for the newbies, like people who haven't even sent a text, if there's something they could say.
Okay. All right. Well, there's nothing that we haven't created a template for tomorrow night's launch. So
everyone who's been inviting, put it on Team Free.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I would love you guys who have been inviting, put a template up. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I say Amy put an awesome invite, text up today. It was great.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. It's got to relate to the person, Nancy. So you got to relate it to that person. Yeah. I've been thinking about you. You'd be amazing at X, Y, and Z. We've got a launch tomorrow night. would you be open to checking it out?
Karen,
Go for it.
put it in the spread.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg. All right. So today, yes, I have the great honor of working with the individuals who are the top income earners. Actually, not just the top income earners, but several of the millionaires in the company are people that I get to work with. And it is such an incredible opportunity to have that connection. One of the things that I love about this company is not just about the money and about the products, although both of those are great. It's also about the connections, right? The people that you get connected to through this company. I was talking with some people just this week and I was sitting there thinking, if I hadn't done Isagenix, I probably wouldn't have about 80% of the people that I do most of the things with in my life. And some of those people aren't even doing Isagenix, but because they're with and know somebody that are doing Isagenix, I got connected with them. But the majority of them are doing Isagenix. One of the things that's so incredible is what we have is in a community that is unlike any other community, right? It is so beautiful to see this type of community. All right, so I'm going to shift gears a little because I think that today there are some things, right, the community makes all the difference. And you guys have, not only do we have an incredible community as Isagenix, the community of the team, of Team Free, is incredible. You have these top-notch leaders. And so it's super exciting to see that, guys. And like I said, I work with a lot of millionaires in this company, and I see their teams. And I watch what happens with their teams. And the thing that I love is that your team leaders are always there trying to figure out what can we do to support our team to make it successful, right? It's coming from that place of giving. So I want to start there today. I had kind of a interesting weekend, and one of the things that happened this weekend that really challenged me and shifted my way of thinking. I have an uncle who, he was 82, but very active. He had been riding his bike. He was physically fit. And, one of the things, I wanted to tell him about Isagenix, but I kept getting, I don't know if you guys have a chicken list. If there's certain people you don't want to call because you're kind of afraid what they might say, or you're not really sure how they're going to respond. Well, that's how I was with my uncle. And so I kind of danced around the subject, but I never really shared it with him. And I never really focused on sharing it with him. This weekend, my uncle passed away. And it was unexpected, completely unexpected. And you know what? I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But when that happened, it made me realize I didn't even give him a chance. I didn't even give him a choice. I didn't even ask him to take something that would improve his health. And I didn't even ask him what he believed. I kind of thought I knew what he believed. But you know what I realized from this weekend is that life is now, guys. Life is right now. What you're doing is now. What you're choosing to do is now. Right? You have an opportunity. You have right now an opportunity to choose life. And I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you with that in choosing life. Living life to the fullest. Are you doing what you love to do? Or are you just getting by? I want you to think about that because you know what? Life, we don't know. We don't know what tomorrow brings. I got a call that my uncle wasn't doing well and was put on life support, and the next day he was gone. 2 days before that, he was talking to my dad, right? Everything was good. He called my dad for his birthday, and everything seemed fine. So I'm sharing this with you because I know the value, I know the gift that we have with Isagenix. I know the gift of health. And I was too afraid, and I was dancing around not saying it to him. What if it had extended his life? I can't guarantee that, but it could have. And I want you guys to think about that. We're offering a gift. They don't have to take it. You know what? The same thing is true about God. God is a gift. And I'm offering you that gift. And you don't have to take it. But I can tell you that because of that gift, because of what's happening with that gift, you know what I know? I know that because of knowing that there is a God, knowing not only that there is a God, that there's Jesus, that there's an eternity. Oh, my dog's deciding she wants breakfast. That's how she lets me know. There's an eternity. And we get to choose whether we want to be part of it or not. And you know what's incredible? I thought I knew with my uncle, but I didn't really know. I don't know what he believes or believed. I thought I knew. I thought I knew until I was talking with my cousins and they were describing what happened to him during his last breath. I want you guys to think about that for a minute, because how we die is how we live. And I don't want you to be afraid. I know that death is one of those subjects that is really freaky. I get it. I was talking with my parents this weekend who are in their 80s, and they're really struggling because it was my dad's younger brother. And he doesn't know how to respond to what happened because it was, you know, he didn't expect it. Obviously, he didn't expect it. And you know what I realized? I realized that on this call, sometimes we don't talk about that. And I don't want to find out one day that I didn't share the greatest gift with you. And the greatest gift is eternal life. The greatest gift is being able really to live for eternity. And that's by knowing that there is a God who created you and that he had a son, Jesus, and that through Jesus, you have eternal life. And it's that simple. It's a simple gift. You know, the same thing's true with Isagenix. Isagenix is simple. But you know what happens to so many of us is that we get so caught up in our heads and stories in our heads. Who all gets all the stories in their heads and gets so freaked out by asking someone that you've convinced yourself before you even asked that they're going to say no? Right? You get all these thoughts in your head. You know what's incredible? The same thing is true with religion. So many people have so many thoughts in their head about religion and about God, and they don't even know, because half of what's out there is not even true. So many people in churches and in other things, they're telling you certain things, but it's not even true. So I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to ask, if you don't know the one who created the universe, ask the one who created the universe, are you real? And if you're real, show me. Do you know what's incredible is that Eric Worre talked about this? Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Eric Worre, yeah, you know, when we make a choice and we share it with someone, you know what's interesting is so many people have said to me later, I wish that I had done what you did. And then they're like, I should have done it then. Well, I always offer it to them now, right? Because the time's now. And if you don't do something, just because you've missed something doesn't mean that you can't have another chance. But life is now. Guys, life is now. And I want to talk to you about that today because one of the things that I realize is that several of you are not in a place where you want to be. Hold on, I'm going to plug in the computer. Okay, several of you are in a place where you don't want to be. Things aren't going the way that you wanted them to go. And if that's you, you know what? That's how the majority of people are in the world. They're just living life and they don't know, right? They don't know, first of all, what they don't know. And then secondly, they don't know how to make their life better. But you guys have an opportunity to make your life better. You guys have been given a gift. You've been given a gift of eternal life, and whether you take it or not, it's up to you. You've been given a gift for a better life here on earth, and whether you take it or not, it's up to you. Do you know that what happens in your life is by the choices that you make and the words that you say? You know, the only difference between you, where you're at right now, and somebody that you see and you want to be where they are the choices that you've made and the words you've said. Our words are so powerful. I've shared this so many times on the call. I'm going to share it again. We have so much power in our tongue. What we say either brings life or it brings death. You know, it's so funny. This weekend, we were driving over to Nashville, which is, we have to go through the mountains to go over to Nashville. And when I was going through the mountains, I looked over at the mountain and they had put up this mesh to try to block off and hold back the rocks. And I thought out loud, I thought, how in the world does anybody think that mesh is really going to hold back the rocks? That it would be so easy for those rocks to just still come tumbling down into the highway. Hopefully it would hold it back some, right? Do you know the very next day, guess what happened? The roads closed because the rocks covered the road. It's going to be closed for several weeks because of that. And you know, that might just be a coincidence. But it also might have been, you know, when we put our thoughts and our words and we say them, it does create things. If you're constantly saying you don't have money, then I can look at your bank account and you probably don't have, or at least don't have the amount of money that you were hoping you would have. Why? Because that's what happens.